You don't get the pooch. Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking beers
No, not
and
me.
smoking weed.
I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake's
Can't do that.
yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Episode number 16. I don't know why I started the show like that. But
What episode is it?
16.
No shit. Nice.
Well, yeah, because I counted the extra episodes of
of
doing the reviews and stuff.
I'm saying I know we've been doing off panel, off topic since before you moved in here, which still doesn't seem like that long ago.
July is when we did our first official episode.
Huh. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we both take it seriously. No matter how stupid and ill-prepared we sound on the air, we actually take this pretty seriously.
No, we don't.
We make sure that we do one every week. That's serious enough.
That is true. And we'll see how that goes later in a few months.
You get a vamp a little bit for me. Or actually, hang on, let me figure. I can pop this out over here.
New addition to the soundboard, everybody.
God, I sound like, what's his name? Crowd.
Yes!
Makes me really mad.
No, you know what you really sound like? You sound like
Yes!
that clip.
Yes!
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
America.
All right, everybody.
Hey.
Oh,
what's
no.
going
No,
on?
the show hasn't started yet
What?
until we do this.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Blame it on love.
blame it on love.
Blame it on the moon.
We got a lot to talk about today. This
Let's
is actually
fucking
going to
get
be
it.
more news-oriented this week.
Yeah, what the fuck ever.
Wow. But before we get into that,
Just kidding.
Tyler, what's occupying your time? What you doing in your free time, buddy?
Well, I'm doing my fantasy football show. That's
I won in that
that's
league. So.
Honestly, all that I'm doing, and then because they cut my hours at my other job, and then I'm applying at jobs.
Yeah.
And then I'm let's see, I'm also I'm going back through True Detective right now, the first season, which is a great first season. You know, you got McConaughey, you got Harrelson.
Yeah.
Both at the top of their game, which is just great. And, you know, you kind of, the more you watch, like, different shows, you know, if you've seen the more you watch different shows and you see, like, something, you know, you have a certain idea about the characters the first time you watch a show straight through. And it's very basic, but it's also informed on, you know, what you're seeing at the moment.
Yeah.
When you watch it more often, when you keep watching it, like example, The Wire, I've been through that season, or I've been through that series like 19 times easy. And now whenever I watch it again, I just pick a season that I like, or one that I haven't seen in a while, or whatever. And I start to realize things about the characters. So that's kind of where I'm at right now on the True Detective, is just realizing that, like, you know, Marty Hart, Harrelson's character is the big piece of shit. I mean, I knew he was anyway, but just the way he handles himself, like, the character is just such a piece of shit. It's just like, oh my god.
Well, I'm trying to say, I hit my mic there, sorry everybody. I want to know the weed budget. Because if Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson are on set, you know they're smoking a lot of weed. So I want to know the weed budget for that movie, for that show. You know, what's funny is True Detective is still the first season. I think is still the best season. But
I haven't seen any of the other
that
ones.
is also me saying that without seeing Mahershala Ali's season.
I haven't seen his. I haven't seen the one that everybody thought was so bad.
I didn't mind it. I thought the second season was okay, but look, the first season was such just perfect television.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what they did after that, it would never live up to that expectation.
Oh yeah, dude. And here's something that we all forget. I don't know how, but she's not in a ton of stuff. But Michelle Monaghan is not only an incredible actress, but deceptively hot. You know, you never see her on those, like, lists.
You know what you say?
Wow.
Chicka, 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 chicka. That was creepy.
I got creepy. I'm sorry, everybody.
So
yeah, you've been watching True Detective.
Mm-hmm.
Been enjoying that.
Which if I'm Michelle Monaghan, I'm glad I'm not on those lists because those are fucking fucked up.
It's a little bit of a...
Growing up, they seemed normal to me. Like Maxim magazine seemed like, yeah, that's normal. And it's like now it's like, God, what a fucking bunch of children. You want to be a man? Here's some titties. You know, like, wow.
Yeah,
that's not
how you do
that's
it.
not manly. That's
Last
not
time I checked, that is how you become a man. Is
buy cool shit and look at titties, I guess.
Yeah, for some reason. So yeah, for me, it's been interesting. I've been dealing with internet issues, so I gotta enjoy my internet.
Yeah, I had to buy some extra data on my phone because I'm always out here.
Oh my god,
asshole!
Just don't use your phone. That's the problem. We're so fucking attached to our phone. You're probably listening to this podcast on a fucking phone right now. You're so attached to it. Everybody's so attached to the technology, man.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
I get where you're going. You know what, though? A couple weeks ago, I had to replace my phone, and it was like Saturday night at midnight, and I dropped my phone in the toilet, my old one. I was taking a shit, of course, and like...
How do you fucking drop your phone in the
I
toilet?
put it on the edge of the sink wrong. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Point is...
So when you game up,
I needed to...
after you wiped your ass, you got up and you knocked it off the counter?
No, I just set it on the thing wrong, and it just fell. And when I tried to catch it, I just, you know what I mean?
So this is after you've already wiped your ass and got off the toilet. And you're putting your pants back on. You hit it off.
Yeah, it wasn't all shitty. Shut up!
If it would have gone into the bowl with shit in it, I think, yeah, that would have been...
Well, either way, it's not working anymore. Either way.
I would have just left it in there. I would not have flushed it, or I would not have picked it up and tried to throw it away. Nope.
I wasn't doing any of that. Just calm the fuck down. You're missing the whole point of the goddamn story.
No, it's funnier to think about that you fucking dropped your phone in the toilet. I have to at least address that properly.
Do you? Why?
Because it's funny.
It happens all the time to other people. Why is it so funny when it happens to me? Shut up.
Well, now you're making me feel mean. I'm not.
You are being mean.
Oh, right.
Well, you're missing the point of the story more than
anyways. What you?
I'm not.
I know.
You're not being mean, but honestly,
I'm fucking with
shut
you.
up. You're not.
I'm your friend. Damn it. I'm your co-host.
I'm your friend till the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I fucking talking about? Asshole, shut up.
Not asshole.
It's after midnight on a Saturday, right?
Drop your phone in the toilet.
I have no phone. Literally, like, I don't... And can I tell you the level of depression that I felt?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Was palpable, and it felt... Man, I just really was just like... I was just like... Nothing to do. I was like, I'm just going to go to bed.
But here's what I'll say.
I was going to stay up and play my games, but...
But here's what I'll say.
That bugged me how depressed I got.
It's amazing how fast humans can adapt, because I have already adapted to it and kind of just live with it.
Oh, yeah. If you have to... I mean...
I have a
we're talking about first world problems, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like I understand
like,
it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
So
but it's our everyday existence that we what?
I'm trying to sneeze.
Oh. It's our everyday existence that we have to not that we have
But what
to.
I'm saying is I have a hotspot and I have means to get internet if I need to. It's not that big of a deal, you know.
No, you've adapted because you have to.
And I've adapted
no
because
choice.
I've also, if you know, I go to work and I have internet at work, and
how often do you adapt?
On my breaks and when I'm getting done with work,
Yeah.
I look at things that on breaks, quotes. But what I'm saying is I'm not completely away from the internet. That's not even what I'm fucking trying to talk about. Jesus Christ. What I'm trying to talk about is I've been, because I don't have the
We're
internet.
on edge today.
Because you want to bitch about me getting you off track.
What?
The show is called Off Panel, Off Topic.
No, I was going to ask you how easy it is for you to adapt when you have a choice.
Yes.
Yes, it's easy?
No.
Like if you have a choice, like...
No, it's not easy. You'll stay in the same spot. You'll stay what's comfortable. But when you have to be forced to change, you will change because humans adapt. But what I'm getting at was Jesus Christ. I'm trying to talk about a fucking video game here.
Oh, Don't tell this story. It's not a good story.
No, what I'm talking
Just
about
forgot.
is because I haven't had internet, which sucks, is I'm trying to find games that I have that aren't digital, one.
Which is 0.
And two, that would work without having internet. And so God of War 3 Remastered on my PS4, I've been playing through that.
Where's your NES?
And I don't have one.
Should have one.
And
Thanks,
while
man.
I'm playing through that, well,
No, I'm saying you're like, thanks.
thanks for
doesn't
sidetracking my
help
story
me at
again.
all.
We're not even into the topics of the
I
show,
don't-
and we're fucking
I don't
20
have
minutes
an
in at this
NES.
point.
I'm not gonna get one anytime soon.
No, those games are too hard.
You fucking
Hey man,
ass.
my life is hard. I play on easy.
Oh my god.
I play on easy because my life is hard.
Oh.
But I've been playing through God of War 3 Remastered, and I've been really enjoying that. And I know that I'm probably going to just play the God of War 2018 game after that because I fucking love that game too. But it is interesting to go back and play. And that game came out 11 years ago, and the remaster came out in 2015. But so this game is pretty old game-wise, and even though it's 11 years old, it still holds up, and it's still extremely fun to play. And I really love the God of War franchise, and that's a franchise that I've played since I was in junior high. I think 2007 is when I played the second one. And I played that one first, and then I went back I played some of that first, and then I went back and played the first game. But it's been a franchise that I love, and I'm surprised that even 11 years later, it still holds up.
Holds up.
The combat is still so fucking good, and it's so brutal. But
so brutal.
stop. I think that some elements of the story don't hold up in terms of Kratos is kind of a shitbag throughout the main character. He's kind of a shitbag throughout the whole game.
I don't believe you.
Including how he treats women, and I think and I think it's interesting because by the end of this game, it opens up. What happens in the next game is him actually growing as a person and realizing that he was so consumed by his own guilt and rage and arrogance that he pretty much destroyed the whole Greek pantheon. And it's a cool game, and I want to give a shout out. Secondly, Back 4 Blood just came out, and I'm excited to play that. I've been waiting to play that for a long time because I love the Left 4 Dead games, and it's the same team. And the little bit that I have got to play, it felt like it felt like riding a bike because it controls so much like the first two Left 4 Dead games.
Mm-hmm.
It felt right.
So it's like Madden.
Well, it's one of those things where I just
controls.
booted it up, and I was like, it clicked immediately with me because I'm like, I remember playing this. I know how this works. I know that you have to get to a safe house. I know that you have to heal, and you have to I know that there's all these different things. Well, it's not exactly a direct sequel to Left 4 Dead. It's the same team. It's a spiritual successor to those, and I've been waiting for a Left 4 Dead 3 for 12 fucking years.
100 years.
Well, feels like it. I've been waiting for a Left 4 Dead 3 for 12 fucking years, and now I finally have one, and I'm really excited to play it.
See, I've been lost because I don't game. I play Madden.
Yeah.
Oh, and I play Clash of Clans.
Tyler, let's get into it.
Let's fucking do this shit.
You still fucking played Clash of Clans in 2021?
Yeah.
You psychopath.
Why?
I'm joking.
That's not very nice.
You know what? Today we got like I said, very news-heavy topics.
News heavy.
First, we're going to talk about some big news out of DC Comics. Because now, first they came for Robin, now they come for Superman. Superman's bisexual, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's right. The 5th issue of the DC Comics series, Superman, Son of Kal-El, will confirm that the new Superman, Jon Kent, the child of Clark Kent and Lois Lane, is bisexual after falling for Jay Nakamura. It's Jay Nakamura, a male reporter, DC announced this week. So, first it was Robin, now it's Superman. And of course the right wing is pissed.
Oh, can I guess what the right wing is saying?
I bet you'll get it, but go ahead.
Oh, so now we're pandering to the gays, and Nakamura sounds like we're pandering to the Asians too.
I'm gonna say yes, but the one that I saw already on Twitter, it was a clip.
I bet you.
It was a clip from the Laura Ingraham show.
Oh
and
God.
Her like recurring guest that talks shit on Hollywood showed up, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna find this clip.
The guy who was in summer school for like 5 minutes back in the 80s with Mark Harmon is like the entertainment reporter. I know.
Oh, so you know the guy I'm talking about?
Oh, he's a fucking shithead.
Yeah, that fucking.
No, listen. I'm willing to bet anything that Jay Nakamura is probably not Asian. Or he might be. I don't know. You know. I'm merely portraying a character that is ignorant.
Oh, it's a performance piece.
Yeah. I don't want anybody feeling bad or feeling offended. I was just
playing
a character.
Honestly, it's the same shit. And we've talked about it when we did Tinfoil Radio. We talked about it's the same culture war shit.
No, hang on a second. Now, according to what we've already talked about, now he's finding this clip and that's fine. But I'm going to talk to you about that. According to this, now we have always said, is it important to the story? Now, Jon Kent, okay, the character who is the alter ego of Superman, son of Kal-El, is fallen in love with another man. Okay, now, is that necessary to the story? Well, yeah. It shows that that that's in today's society, it takes place in modern times, right?
Yeah.
So then he's going to have to address because whether we like it or not, even though most of us don't really aren't offended by somebody else's sexuality, there are people who are. And because of that, if you're not heteronormative, which is a term that I've heard before to describe society, which is heteronormative because it's based on heterosexual, whatever. But if you're not, you're going to find resistance in places you wouldn't expect to your lifestyle, even though it really isn't anybody's fucking business. So
yeah, I don't give a shit who you fuck.
But hang on a second now, because we're talking about important to the story. So yes, it is important to the story because his character it's Jon Kent, but also Superman. So it's the same guy.
Yeah,
and he is in love with another man, and he, is he struggling with it in the comics?
I don't know. The book isn't out until November.
Oh. Why the fuck do we know about it now?
Because this happens all the time. Are you kidding me?
It's lame.
They always do press releases before something like this. Well, what I'm trying to get is I get where you're coming from, but I'm going to come from a different angle. I don't fucking care.
Yeah,
that's my big takeaway. And I know you don't either, but you're someone who kind of wants to make it more about this, tie it into the story. But here's the problem with that, and this is what drives me up a wall about this shit, is you shouldn't have to. Because we should, as a society, accept that there's different people and different walks of life.
You are correct,
So
sir.
when you have a gay character, that has to be their narrative fucking job. Is like, they're the gay one. They're the black one. And it's like, why don't, and it sucks because you're forced to write into that because people just assume that being gay is your sole identity. Or being, you know what I mean? Or being black is your sole identity. Or being Asian is your sole thing. Like, that's what your personality is. And it's because we live in a world that it makes that become a thing. That makes that have to be a thing.
Well, the thing is, too, I know we talk about story.
Before that, we get to that.
Oh.
I want to play the clip because you guessed it. It's...
What's his name?
I don't care.
No, but it's some dude who was like in a movie like 20 years ago.
Here's the clip. It's 36 seconds. It's not too long.
Bisexual DC comic book toy that was announced today. Finally, a place nowhere to go.
Well, that comes after a gay Aquaman, a bisexual boy Wonder, Robin, and a gender-fluid Loki. Call me when they have a gender-stable aisle with superheroes whose sexualities we know nothing about. Why are they sexualizing superheroes? I was a Batman and a Superman, Spider-Man kid. I loved those heroes. Yeah. We just wanted them to get the bad guys, not a venereal disease.
On Wonder Woman?
Anyway, leave our comic book heroes alone.
The audacity,
moron. What
the audacity to
Why
say
are we
that?
sexualizing superheroes? I don't know. We put them in skin-tight fucking suits with fat-ass fucking double E titties somehow, able to fight around those things. and not pop out of their tops and shit. I mean,
yeah, no, I like
The
the audacity to say that comic books haven't been sexualized
have
before.
you ever seen Power Girl, man?
Wait, no, if you notice every fucking male character's ripped beyond belief, and every female character has giant, like you said, giant boobs, a big ass,
Here's the
tight
thing.
waist.
You never see like a bulge in the male superhero's crotch area. And it's kind of like, okay, well, you hope they're wearing a cup, but maybe you're thinking, do they not have dicks? Not that I want to see a bulge, but
Well, I mean, even in that sense, there's still. It's just like in the movies, the men are just as much sexualized.
It's a barbification, is what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
You're going to see
And
sexual secondary characteristics of these female characters, but not necessarily the male characters.
Yeah.
And what are the male secondary sexual characteristics? Beards, right? Facial hair,
Abs.
yeah, I guess so.
All of them
But-
are ripped. Are you shitting me?
Right, but you're not going to see pubes and, like, you know what I mean, which is
Yeah.
fine. I don't want to.
I don't know what books
But-
you're reading.
Listen, do you see what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
see the evidence that these women have gigantic tits. Okay, we see the evidence of the asses and the tiny little waists. You know, we see that objectification, and when you look at it, it's like Barbie and Ken. You know, you can
Also,
outwardly
well,
see
here's
when you take both Barbie and Ken's clothes off. There's no, whatever.
Here's what I'm trying to get at too with this. Is
Cooper's looking at me like, I'm really disappointed in you. What?
Well, here's the thing too. This is also a toothless gesture by fucking DC, and it's the same thing every time
Well,
they
hang
do
on.
it, because he is not Clark Kent. It would have been a much bigger statement if it was Clark Kent fucking making out with Jimmy Olsen, but that's not the case. They took a Jon Kent, a character that is now Superman. He's a legacy character, and now they're saying, oh well, he's gay. It's the same thing when fucking Jeff Johns made Simon Baz be Muslim and all this stuff, and it's like, okay, that's great. He's the new Green Lantern, but this story is really about Hal Jordan, and it's still about these other ones. Like, again, he's not Hal Jordan. He's not Jon Stewart.
What if
he's so
right?
So I can see how other people could look at it as that is like a meaningless gesture because it isn't Clark Kent, it isn't Bruce Wayne, and I can see that as well. I personally like it because I don't see anything wrong with being inclusive. I don't see any issue with being inclusive.
Neither do I. And
I know you don't.
I honestly, but I honestly, it makes me sad that these people spend so much time, well, because they make money off of it.
Yeah.
But they spend so much time like decrying these affronts to, what? Shut the fuck up.
Well, at this,
Here's my thing: is we talk a lot about story beats and whether it's important to the story and everything, but we honestly. The position that we have is basically the same, and I like Jake's take on it. Is it shouldn't have to be a necessary for us to know that we should live in a society, ideally, where sexuality doesn't have any bearing because it doesn't. Everybody is everything or whatever.
And I agree with you that
we're accepting
that it has to be done right because otherwise it's virtue signaling.
What I was going to ask is, maybe, perhaps, like the writer of the new Darkhawk series, which, by the way, we talked about a couple weeks ago, who has MS, I believe, or I can't remember. Yeah,
I don't know.
But
I was like, don't look at me. I have no
we
idea.
talked about it. He has a neural condition which causes like motor. I want to say I'm not sure. Anyway, point is, is that the guy writing it has that also. Now, Before I have somebody coming up to me going, did you just compare MS to being gay? No. But I am talking about, is it important to the story? We always go on that route. Is it important to the story? That's my thing anyway. That's my takeaway. That's my...
It's a tricky issue.
But wait a second. What I was thinking is, what if the writer of that comic is bisexual himself or herself?
Yeah.
And he or she wants to tell what it's like to be in the modern world and be that way.
Yeah.
If that's the case, either way, yay.
It has to be done with the right thing because you're right. It's multiple things. It sucks because I agree I agree with myself.
I'm awesome.
No, and that's what I was trying to get at earlier was it sucks because it shouldn't have to be a story beat. That's just another story beat you have to put in because you have to, tell a mainstream audience, hey, gay people are normal people and they exist in our society and they've been there forever.
Yeah,
so
it's not that hard.
Yeah. But two, you have to do it in a way that it doesn't seem virtue signaling and doesn't seem like an empty gesture. And it's you see it all the time. I mean, there's certain like Marvel movies or DC, like every movie does it because they're trying to get a bigger demographic. So you have to do it so it doesn't feel like a corporatized empty gesture. And you have to, accept the fact that this is also a story that, like you were saying, that this is someone that lives with MS, so they write about what they know. So it's all complicated, and it shouldn't be because we're America and we make things fucking complicated and stupid for no goddamn reason. It is. Here is writer Tom Taylor's quote about the news. Superman's symbol, this is quote, Superman's symbol has always stood for hope, for truth, and for justice. Today, that symbol represents something more. Today, more people can see themselves in the most powerful superhero in comics. End quote.
That's cool.
And that right there is why I will always be for inclusivity, because I want everybody to love and experience comics, movies, books, whatever it is, video games, whatever it is you enjoy. I want you to be able to feel like, hey, I'm represented in that. And to say that representation doesn't matter is fucking asinine, and you're probably white.
Yeah. Probably.
It's ridiculous.
We were just talking about this the other day too. I'm 46 and I'll be 50 shortly. Ugh. But we were just talking about how people tend to get more conservative as they get older, and I've tended to get more progressive.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to be Bernie Sanders by the time I'm his age. And the other thing is that we should tax the rich. Thank you.
Exactly.
Love Bernie.
All right.
Love me some Bernie.
We've talked enough about bisexual
You
Superman.
fucking talk about it. Oh.
Hey, you know what I really think it is? Right as we wrap this up, you know what I really think it is? I think it is a bunch of these people are having the thing of like it's awakening something in them, and they're like, oh no. It always feels like it's projection. It's like, oh wait, am I attracted to men? Maybe you are.
Dude, Laura Ingraham wants to eat some serious pussy. Can we please put that on the promo? Can I borrow that for my live radio show promo?
Laura Ingraham
I'll block out the pussy.
Well, I mean, who doesn't, Laura?
I do. Love eating pussy. What?
Does she have a husband? I don't know.
She's like a ghoul.
Well, it's like at this point, just say you fucking hate gay people. Just say it.
Yeah.
Just say it.
Right? You know what I'm sick of? These gay people.
And you know what I've noticed most of the time?
They're gonna take
when
that
people
out
are
of context.
homophobic, they're projecting. Because if you notice, it's always the Republican senators that are against gay marriage or fucking dudes in bathroom stalls. It's like, you hypocrite. Just say you like dick. Just say it.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll all love you more.
Or, you could be like bisexual Superman. He likes dicks and puss. He doesn't care. Also, Batman eats pussy. I'm so sick of that lie.
Yeah, Batman is a fucking...
That was before we started this podcast. The whole Batman eats pussy controversy.
Batman is a cunning linguist, all right.
Yeah, also, where was the outcry for that on Fox News? Where was the outcry of them being like, we don't need to know if Batman eats puss? No, it's because they said he ate puss. So they're like, if he were sucking dick, then we'd be mad because we're Fox News. Fucking so sick of this shit. I know we don't do politics, but like but this is the thing with this is where politics and comic books intersect.
Eating puss.
You know what? You know what really drives me crazy as we get to the next topic?
What?
Eating puss. That needs to be a drop. Eating puss.
Eating puss.
But that's the most frustrating thing, right? Is comic books never intersect when they should. It's always this shit with bisexual Superman and all this thing where they're always when they're mad about United States with Captain America a few months ago. It never intersects at the issue. It always intersects at this bullshit culture war shit, and they're acting like comic books haven't been left wing since their inception. Like every comic book has been liberal.
You know why right-wing artists and the stuff that right-wing artists put out, you know why it sucks? Is because the minute that you introduce a prejudice into your life, your art is going to suffer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it's true. In fact, for most of my early years of whatever, I didn't really listen to rap music or country music or really classical either. In the years since, I've gotten way more into all three. Not douchey country, but good country.
Like Waylon Jennings and
but
Willie Nelson.
The point is that I'm a much better, more rounded artist because I have not shunned any possible inspirations.
Well, that's the thing is like, why not take this analysis and talk about this like we have been with. What does it mean as a whole of like inclusivity, and why do we have to have like inclusivity matters? But honestly, we shouldn't really have it. All these conversations, we shouldn't have it because we should just be normalizing the fact that we're all different. And and that's what you're saying is like when you open yourself up to other things and you listen to other cultures and other people's voices, you're better for it. We're so much better when people. I'm sorry, when you say diversity isn't our strength, you're a fucking racist. Because diversity is absolutely our strength.
What's the deal also with...
And I'm talking about Tucker Carlson specifically. He's a fucking racist.
What's the deal with all of our leaders these days, like acting like they're completely grown as people? Like, what's the deal with that? What is the deal with people like who are in positions of power and who are adults who have somehow forgot that you grow every day.
You never stop learning. You never stop evolving.
When did we decide that you are done?
Yeah,
and honestly, dude, I don't want a person in power who thinks he's done growing, because that means he or she has already cut off anything new ever again. Honestly, dude, I don't get it.
Speaking of things,
every day I learn something new. Every day I change and I grow, either good or bad, as a person. I always do, and I welcome it.
Yeah, you should. You should. That's how you should live as a human.
Thanks. Now, I am single, ladies.
Speaking of moving forward, but Hollywood can't, Lost Boys getting a remake and or reboot. Are we just calling them reboots now? Do we ever call them remakes anymore?
But there better be a fucking sweaty...
The Lost Boys.
There better be a fucking sweaty dude with a fucking saxophone somewhere. Okay, and really greasy hair.
Or some worms. I mean, noodles.
I'll still believe.
It's just noodles.
I'll still believe. You're dead meat.
We're talking about Lost Boys.
He's got the saxophone in one hand, and he's just snapping his fingers. And he's shaking his fucking titties.
80s Kiefer is sexy. Kiefer Sutherland's hot.
You know who else is in that movie?
Corey Haim.
Is
Corey
a
Feldman.
lot of people forget this, but
the dude from Bill and Ted.
Yes, Alex Winter.
Yeah, because when I was reading the article about this, I saw a picture of him. Like, oh shit, it's the dude from Bill and Ted. Yeah. So the project already has 2 leads. This Lost Boys reboot.
What I've read is they cast these 2 people who I've never heard of.
Yeah, Noah Jupe. He is one of the kids from A Quiet Place. I know. So he's he's the boy.
Okay.
In that movie, and Jaden Martell. He's from the It. Chapter 1. He is can't think of the kid's name. Fuck. He's the one who when he gets older he kills himself.
Oh, Stan?
Stan, yeah, I think. Yeah. He plays him.
Okay.
No, wait. He plays yeah, he does. I'm right. I'm trusting myself. But they're pretty tight-lipped on the plot.
From what I
but they do say it will be in modern day.
From what I've understood, they do not have any clue on who they're playing. They know
they're in it.
The only news that has come out is that it is happening. I think we know who the director and stuff and writers are. I'm not sure, but and then we have 2.
It's the dude that's doing Static X or Static Shock. Who's developing that show?
Oh,
he's also the writer on this.
Okay,
and then the director, he's directed some other things, but I can't think of them. Well,
here's the thing. I
don't even know their names.
It's
off the top of my
possible.
head.
It's possible. it's possible to do an original story and not put a different property's stamp on it just to get audiences in the theater. Now, I know that's commonplace in Hollywood. For example, American Psycho 2. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the worst movies ever. And here's the thing. It wasn't written or directed or produced as a fucking sequel to American's. Nothing had to do anything. And guess what they did? They thought, this movie is a piece of shit.
Just slap this on it.
We better do this or else fucking we're never going to get anybody in the seats. How stupid is that?
And then the only tie is it's like the
when Lethal Weapon
cousin
came out,
of Patrick Bateman.
I don't even know. When Lethal Weapon came out, okay, right?
Yeah.
That was the TV show. It's actually a pretty decent show.
Yeah.
If you take away the fact that it's a fucking spin-off of Lethal Weapon, does that make sense? If you just
it's the first movie, pretty much. The first season.
No, I'm saying if you made it a show about two cops, okay?
Yeah, but then
if you called it something else, it would be just as good. The problem is that shut up.
Well, but I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm just saying
whatever.
that there's a reason they slapped the name on it.
Well, yeah, I know that because it's the same trope or it's the same characters, whatever.
Yeah.
But the point is, I'm trying to make, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is that sometimes just maybe make a new movie, and then you don't have to slap Lost Boys on it or say that it's Lost Boys.
I agree with you. I think that we do need to focus on making more original IP.
Yes.
I absolutely agree with you there. But the problem is...
You want to see a Lost Boys versus Aliens
movie,
don't you?
Yes.
Versus Predator.
Yeah. But the problem is...
Versus RoboCop.
Is you run into the situation that you always run into is... You're trying to get as many butts and seats as possible. You're trying to reach the biggest audience possible. And the best way you could do that is slapping name recognition on it. I don't agree with it. I agree with you. I think you should focus on making a good story and a good movie and not try and make it a sequel or whatever.
I think
but
we're
that's
in a
just where we're
golden
at.
age of content right now. I really do.
Well, and that is a problem too, is we're so fucking... there's thousands upon thousands hours of fucking
There's
content.
like 18 shows on Peacock alone that I want to watch that I haven't got to. And that's Peacock.
Oh, yeah.
We're not even talking Hulu, Netflix,
Yeah.
fucking Disney Plus. I finally watched the final Disney final What If.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was right. Shouldn't have combined all of them. Stupid. I do like that.
You're an ass.
I do like when they get Captain Carter. She's got the Winter Soldier suit with just the silver Union Jack across her chest. And I also like the fact that when they meet these people, they're still living their lives.
I like to
like
think
the stories are a slice of life. You know.
I like to think that I like to think that in the future that Captain Carter and Natasha hook up. Because that would be hot.
Yes.
Yes, it would.
Why do we have to keep sexualizing superheroes? Fuck you.
Because it's two chicks and
You
they're
can
hot.
clearly tell that segment was two people that don't know shit about comics. Don't know shit about comics. But back to this Lost Boys.
Hang on a
reboot.
second.
This isn't the first.
Every guy out there, if some guy came up to you and said, "I have pictures of Haley Atwell and Scarlett Johansson making out with their tops off. Do you want to see it?" Every one of you would go, "Yeah, how much?"
Yeah.
So shut the fuck up.
All right.
Not that that's...
This isn't the first time they've
They're
gone.
both more than just sexual objects, of course. I know that. Okay.
Jesus.
Trying to avoid cancel culture.
The thing that doesn't exist.
Hey,
Because if it did exist, Dave Chappelle wouldn't have specials on Netflix if they really wanted to, air quotes, cancel him.
Oh, did you see the trans people who got suspended from Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell again.
Don't know how I feel about that.
Goes back to the empty gestures remark I made, where
Yeah.
it's like you say there's four of these things, but then somebody speaks out and you fire them. This isn't the first time they've gone back to this franchise, because they made a sequel in 2008.
2 sequels.
Yeah, it was The Tribe, I think.
Right, and
then
Corey
the last-
Feldman was involved in both of them, I thought.
Yeah, and then 2010 they had Lost Boys, the Thirst.
Hey Corey. I'm sorry that you're not able to get anybody to listen to your story. I wish that you were able to get that story out. But honestly, if I'm you, I'm just sitting on my couch banging hot chicks for the rest of my life, like you've been doing. Maybe start a band because you got the money and the time, you know. But
I was like, I'm just gonna let him go. Let him keep riffing. What I'm saying is, The Lost Boys is another example of a franchise that shouldn't be a franchise. It should have just been one fucking movie. You didn't need to 20 years later go back to the well and make a sequel in 2008 and then do another shitty.
Well, that's the problem. Like The Big
sequel.
Lebowski is a fucking great movie, like classic film, right? And John Turturro, without really the Coen brothers involved at all, or anybody from The Big Lebowski, decided to make a movie about DeJesus. Did you hear about this? Did you ever even see it?
Yeah, the Jesus Rolls.
Did you see it?
No, but I've heard of it.
And it's kind of like, John, no.
Nobody needs a spin-off.
No, I mean, but honestly, here's the thing. If even one of the Coen brothers had been involved, if even one of them had been involved, if fucking Jeff Bridges' character makes an appearance, maybe, then I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? There is such a thing as having a spiritual successor or a spiritual sequel to movies. It's possible to do if you do it right. I don't know any examples right now, but if you know.
Yeah, and that's kind of existed in books and movies and video games, any sort of media where they're like, you have a creator create something that's a spiritual successor. I mean, I just talked about it with Back 4 Blood being a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead. And I like that because it's not Left 4 Dead 3. And it's not, I'm just so sick of, and look, I'm guilty of it because I'm someone who started to write a comic book and then decided I'm going to build a whole fucking universe.
Yeah, what the fuck,
and
man?
Jesus. And write in ways where I can set up sequels and do things like that. But I agree with you that and we should still have this thing of like, why can't we just make singular stories anymore? Why can't we just say there's The Big Lebowski and that's it?
Because we fall in love with these characters.
There's
and
The
we
Lost
want
Boys,
more
and that's it.
Stories about these characters.
But you don't
That's why they're filming
but you agree with
fucking Indiana Jones 5 right now.
But this is why you agree with me.
Harrison,
You don't need sequels.
May Harrison. Maybe you're 79.
I want to blame it on Marvel, but you can't because it existed before in the MCU, way before the MCU. But it's the MCU effect, where every time. Well, no, but even now, you have to build a fucking universe and everything. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a Lost Boys universe.
What was the first sequel ever?
Jesus, because God and then
Shut
Jesus.
He's a lot nicer, and he's not such a dick.
Hey, my dad chilled out once I was born, is what Jesus would say.
He's a lot nicer, and he won't ask you to sacrifice your kid because he wants to see if you will or not, like a dick.
He's a lot more progressive when it comes to...
What kind of a dick God? Hey, sacrifice your son if you really love me.
Yeah.
Holy shit! No! I was totally fucking kidding.
I forgot I did.
Whoa!
I forgot I didn't give him sarcasm. Oh
Dude.
shit! And that's how we learned comedy.
No.
I don't know the first ever sequel, but
we'll fucking look it up.
Has there ever been has there ever been a failed franchise that's only been 2 movies, but they were both solid movies? Just 2. Because there never is just 2. If the first one's good enough, there's a second. The second one does well enough, there's always a third.
Hey, how do you write movies?
One singular story at a time.
No, but how do you write movies? 3 acts, am I right?
So you got to have a trilogy. You got to have
I'm
3.
saying,
yeah.
Isn't that a good jumping off point for a lot of writers starting to write like their first movies? It's kind of a guideline to help them make a good movie. And you have 3 acts. The first act,
every movie has the same story structure.
The first act, and help me out with this. First act is introduce the characters.
It's the rising action. Yeah, it's introducing characters, setting up the world, and then it's the rising action.
And then second act is the conflict.
The third act is the climax.
Is the resolution of the conflict.
Yes. So
is first act conflict?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I would say
neither one of us took English in
no, we did,
college.
but I can't remember. It's been a while.
But there's a clear. You can look it up
but the
right
conflict happens in the second and third act.
Right.
But the third act is the resolution.
Yes, always.
But yes, because the first act is building the world, setting up the story, building the narrative, and then the second act is about you're right, the conflict itself. This is where the characters break up. This is where things happen, and then the third act is where you come back together and you solve the problem.
Since time immemorial, the guys who made Greek tragedies back in the day wrote like that.
It's this basic story structure.
Yeah, since
the hero's journey.
Since people started telling stories.
Well,
man.
like they were talking about the first Star Wars. It's the most basic hero's journey story ever written.
Easy.
It's simple. You meet Luke. You go on your journey.
How different is our world if Star Wars ends up being just one movie ever? It ends with the medal ceremony. We never hear anything else ever again.
Yeah,
you know that.
But I mean, there are examples where, like, for instance, the It reboots, Chapter 1 and 2, are better than the miniseries. It's an actual improvement on the property. There are those examples.
Yeah.
I mean, Rise, the last Apes trilogy, Rise of the Apes, Planet of the Apes, Dawn, and War. Those were fucking good movies. Those were solid prequel trilogies.
And they made up for a rather ill-fated Planet of the Apes remake from Tim Burton back in the day, which is still really bad.
I actually have all 8 of the Planet of the Apes movies.
Oh, Helena Bonham Carter. Wait, which ones?
So I have I have the Caesar trilogy.
Okay.
And I have all 5 of the other movies.
No shit.
Yeah. So I want to do a commentary track
do you
of
have
all
the,
of the Planet.
The Tim Burton
I have
one too?
No, I don't have that.
Oh, it's the original Planet of the
the original
Apes,
5.
Return to the Planet of the Apes.
Battle for Underneath.
Battle for the Planet of the Apes.
All of them.
Redoing a kitchen in the Planet of Apes. Babysitting on the Planet of Apes.
I was also told, and this is another example.
Going shopping on the Planet of Apes.
This is another example of making it better. I think they say that the trilogy itself, so Rise is kind of its own, but Dawn and War are like retellings of the story. So they took the worst movies of the original 5 and they kind of rebooted those. So Battle for the Planet of the Apes, I think, is War for the Planet of the Apes. Is it's not the same.
Police Academy 16, Planet of the Apes. I mean, why not just throw them all together?
Also,
Fuck
if I'm being honest, I've always will have a bias for Planet of the Apes franchise because my favorite animal is the gorilla. Jesus.
Whoa.
That's how you get AIDS. What? You fuck a monkey. Isn't that how it started? I know that's not how it started. Jesus. What?
Should we just cut that part out?
What?
I don't know. I just feel like it's really something.
Is that offensive?
I don't know. It's kind of like if you have a question about it, you
I apologize
I don't know.
to the ape community. And I don't want somebody didn't fuck an ape. I know that's not. It's a joke.
No.
It's a really hacky joke. I'll admit it.
Yeah.
That's what cancels me is saying that.
No.
I fucked a gorilla and got AIDS.
I'm the one who said you want to fuck an ape.
Just because it's my favorite animal doesn't mean I want to fuck it. Now that's a drop. We're going to keep going with the news, and we're going to try to move past this. Wow. Adam Warlock has been cast in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
What?
This was just announced yesterday. Yeah. Will Poulter. Have you seen the movie We're the Millers?
Yes.
Have you seen the
Sudeikis?
Yeah. He's the kid he's the son.
It's the family that's not a family.
Yeah, he's the son character.
Okay.
In this. He's the one who gets his balls bitten by a spider. You probably haven't seen the movie.
I have seen the movie. It's
have you seen Black Mirror Bandersnatch?
What?
Black Mirror Bandersnatch. It's the interactive Netflix show. Have you seen promos for
it? No.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm trying to tell you who the fucking actor is. Jesus Christ. Have you seen Midsommar?
No.
Then I can't fucking help you. Point is, he got cast. I'm done with this segment.
What? You're so mean.
Because you looked at me like I'm a crazy person. Have you seen the Netflix show Black Mirror? Well, it had a spinoff named Bandersnatch.
Oh, you mean Black Mirror?
I said mirror.
When you're talking really fast,
It sounded like I said
This is what I
black.
say. This is what I hear. This is what I hear. Black Mirror Bandersnatch. I'm like, what the fuck words are you saying? What's a black mirror? And
You know, I hope people
I thought you were saying
understand.
mirror like meerkats, and I'm like, what the fuck is?
At 16 episodes in, I hope people understand
We're just a couple of assholes.
how that we do love each other.
Mm.
We sometimes I think the way we talk to each other on air, people probably think
No,
we're crazy.
no.
Okay.
It was my
I'm pulling
mistake.
it up. I'm pulling it up.
No, it's fine.
No, because I want you to know who I'm talking about. Because I want to see Because it's one of those casting decisions where you're like, interesting. I don't know if I would have done that, but
you know,
I trust you, James Gunn.
that's the other thing too, is that we've heard of casting decisions in comic book movies.
It happens all the time.
Keaton, for example, is the perfect
Keaton, yeah,
example.
Heath Ledger, another
Oh,
example.
perfect. Yeah, exactly.
So it happens all the time. So I mean, yeah. Again, I trust Marvel. I trust James Gunn that they know what they're doing with their IP. So yeah, I'm gonna pull him up here. It's Will Poulter. Which
so
again,
we know Adam Warlock is in the third one. Okay.
Yeah. Well, they teased it in the second movie because
Is the holiday special out this year or next year?
I think it's this year. That's who the actor is.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
he will be Adam Warlock. So yes, Adam Warlock will be in Volume 3. James Gunn confirmed it on Twitter.
Okay, yeah, the kid that was in the We're the Millers movie is like, no, but he's probably filled out a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's the first. That's what I think of when I think of it. But and Bandersnatch, and he's great in that show. Yeah, so it was confirmed. James Gunn said I wanted to get out in front of it, so people, because he goes, I like to dispel when rumors are fake. He goes, yeah, we'll see you in a few days. In the tweet, he says, I'll see you in a few days. So that is also telling us that, because I've seen his posts on Twitter, because I follow him on Twitter, and he's been posting, he posted stacks of papers of storyboards, because he did say once Suicide Squad was done and press, he's like, it's full steam ahead on Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So in a few days, that means that it will start shooting, which is pretty damn exciting. Now, I'm wondering if they're going to shoot like you said, because this Christmas special I do believe is coming out this year. So I'm wondering if he's implying, because he said that he's going to introduce the best character in the Marvel. Don't rub your chin on the mic. He's going to introduce the greatest character in the MCU in the Christmas special.
And who's
So
that?
maybe he's talking about Adam Warlock.
The greatest character in the MCU?
Yeah.
He's talking about the one above all. The Marvel Comics version of God.
Really? You think
God,
he's going to introduce that in
guaranteed.
Christmas special?
Guaranteed.
Was he going to introduce Mephisto so people shut the fuck up about it? That's the thing I'm sick of the most. All these
Is it Mephisto?
Is it Mephisto? Yeah, fuckers. So I'm excited. I wonder how they're going to do it, because in the end of Guardians 2, they said that they created him, that he was the best version of them, and to kill the Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm wondering if Adam Warlock is going to be the main villain of Guardians Volume 3, which would be pretty cool.
Well, he was a...
Because he eventually becomes a superhero.
Yeah, but he's always been very malevolent.
Like a tweener, like in between.
He's a malevolent character. He follows an agenda that nobody really knows, and he follows it unequivocally. And it's really tough once he gets his mind set on something to dissuade him, because he's really powerful.
Yeah, I'm interested. It's just crazy how long it's been, because the first one was 3 years.
Well,
and now this one we're at 5 years or 4 years. It will be 5 years by the time it releases.
Are we?
Oh no, it's 2023.
Are we including Endgame and Infinity War, because they did have a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, no, but I mean just the Guardians movies.
I'm talking about that.
Just Guardians alone.
If we introduce those two movies, then how long has it been? 2?
Not that long, no. But you could say that about all the characters.
I feel like Guardians, especially because they are such a big part of the Infinity War Endgame thing.
Yeah. I like that Marvel instantly was like, we got to go cosmic.
Let me ask you one time. Why is Gamora? What?
Why is Also, yeah, how are they going to deal with that? Because now they're dealing with 2014 Gamora and not
Well,
2023
I know Gunn
Gamora.
talked about, obviously part of the story is they're looking for Gamora.
Yeah.
He talked about that a ways back. I can't remember when, but I think maybe before he got fired.
See, that's so fucking frustrating.
What?
All that excitement I had after Loki has slowly waned a little bit.
Why?
Because when you introduce the multiverse, it's the same problem that happens in the comics, where there's so much different canon you have to have involved, and I'm worried it's going to get too complex, and that's what kind of hurt comic books. Because it's also the thing of like, it's just so comic booky to be like, well, this character died, but we're going to go back and find him and like get him, and like, part of me wants them to embrace that super comic booky shit, but then also part of me knows that it might not hit with a mainstream audience.
Gamora, at the end of Endgame is gone. She's taken off.
2014 Gamora.
Yeah, and the Guardians are looking for her.
Like,
what?
I don't know. I'm worried that death is not going to have a consequence in this universe.
Oh
anymore.
my god.
Why would it? You just jump into another multiverse and grab somebody else and pluck them in there and throw them in there. Why is everything fucking with you? For gorillas and...
It is not just fucking with me.
Tell me something that isn't fucking.
I've been single for a little bit. I'm just... lonely.
That took a turn.
Yeah, right?
I'm lonely, goddammit.
That went from kind of sort of
I thought you were still doing the bit.
entertaining to goddamn, that's depressing.
Somewhere we lost the bit.
Somewhere we lost the bit.
Let's wrap up today's show.
Let's not.
With the classic Tyler. Lomba.
Yeah.
It's too fun. It's too fun.
We're fucking idiots.
One more time. They've turned it off. All right, let's.
You guys are fucking idiots.
If you made it this far, you're a real one. Yeah. Get your dick out.
Wow. The fuck?
See, now I'm the weird one. What? All right, Tyler, what's on your long
Skeletor.
box? Thanks, Skeletor.
So,
I wish we could make that merch.
right, no
Thanks,
shit.
Skeletor.
Thanks, Skeletor. So back in the day, there was an X-Force comic book, and it was the first one. It grew out of New Mutants.
That's
with
the
Rob
that's the
Liefeld.
X-Men that fucking swear and kill people.
Yeah, whatever. Hang on a second. You're getting a little ahead of yourself.
Why don't you
You're
slow
getting a little ahead of me.
Slow your roll there, bucko.
So X-Force ends, and it ends with a seven. I think it's seven. I can't remember. I want to say like 10 issues, but it's Peter Milligan and Mike Allred. I've talked about Mike Allred before on the show, and he's one of my favorite artists, creators, whatever. But it basically is. It's superheroes if they were reality television stars. Okay, and in the first issue of this new X-Force, all but one of the new of the current team of X-Force, they introduce them in the first couple pages, and by the end of it, all but one of them are dead.
Huh.
And they're extremely expendable, and they're extremely self-destructive. They take drugs. They have loads of unprotected sex with whoever. I mean, they sign. They run without sleep. They're falling asleep on missions because they're not sleeping because of all the promotions they have to do. Partying, they have to. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's really, really excellent. And at a certain point, they just stopped doing X-Force and they called it X-Statics because that's what they started calling themselves. And the leader of the team, one of the best characters in Marvel Comics, is a guy named Mr. Miracle. Or no, Mr. Sensitive.
I was going to say, Mr. Miracle's DC.
No, Mr. Sensitive. And he's a mutant who is hypersensitive in all of his senses. So he wears like a suit that dulls his nerves and his senses and everything. And whatnot. It's actually a really excellent character because Mr. Sensitive. Ooh, Mr. Sensitive. It's pretty good. And a lot of the characters in it are just crazy.
Are they
crazy.
still mutants? They're
all mutants,
okay.
but they're recruited. The way that you'll have to pick it up. basically what I'm saying is there's an Ecstatics compendium out there. It's only $40. If you get a chance, go check it out. It's got the last 10 issues of X-Force that started this, and then I think the first 5 of Ecstatics. And if you get a chance, check out the entire run of Ecstatics because they deal with mortality and in such a way, and the way that the story structure is written in some of the stories, especially the one I'm talking about where they deal with mortality, is fucking brilliant. And the art of Mike Allred is always great. So if you're looking for a different kind of mutant book, a different kind of X book, if you will, go check out the final couple issues of X-Force /Ecstatics by Peter Milligan and Mike Allred. Trust me, you're going to love it.
Yeah, bitch. Oh, I'm sorry. Wow. Yeah, sorry.
But it's weird.
You know what? You know what you're going to get in sales?
$1 million, bitch.
All right, let's talk.
He just never fails to entertain. You know?
Yeah.
Especially when he says he's gonna.
I'll eat your ass.
All right, let's talk about Jake Unlimited.
Wait.
What?
Are we doing the thing?
Well, if we do I Eat Your Ass, it's going to be...
No, we're going to...
No, I got an idea. I don't know if this is possible. We're going to learn together if I can do this. Ready?
Yeah. Ready?
Oh, shut up.
What?
It doesn't work. I thought I could do the vocal effect on the soundboard.
Wait, can you play it
This
through
isn't
your
a Glee Club.
microphone? Play
Dude, they have stopped listening at this point. Shh. Shut the fuck up.
What?
No, it's too quick.
Yes!
What?
Oh.
Just forget it. Okay, yeah. They definitely turned it off.
Yeah, my wheeze has gotten worse. All right, back to the show. Jake Unlimited. Let's fucking
Jesus Christ.
wrap this shit up.
Yeah.
The last time we did this, because you know what, we didn't do this.
We just spent 5 minutes ooh, check this out. Just dead air.
Sorry, everybody.
Shut up.
Shut up a minute. Shut up. Fuck it. King in Black by Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman is what I've been reading on Comixology Unlimited. It's up there. Like I said, most of Donny Cates' run is pretty much up on Comixology Unlimited. I didn't know that Alex Ewing is going to take over.
Al Ewing
is taking over for on Venom.
Yeah.
He's taking over
He's
number
also
200.
Donny Cates is taking over the Hulk.
Oh, they switched.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Because they already have the last couple of books that I've gotten. They have an ad for the new Hulk series.
Is it still Immortal Hulk, or are they just...
No, I can't remember, but it's
anyway.
Yeah.
Well, might as well. He's already done fucking Thor and Thanos and Cosmic Ghost.
The thing is, there's a big Hulk in the sunset, and Banner. It's clearly Banner standing with his back to you, facing the sunset, on a building in the foreground. And it says, you won't believe what the Immortal Hulk changed Hulk forever. You won't believe where we take Banner next. And it's something Hulk.
Yeah.
Donny Cates, and I can't remember the artist, but it looks good.
King in Black is I kind of fucked up because I didn't read Venom Island yet, but I jumped to Absolute Carnage because I wanted to read that before Let There Be Carnage came out.
Yeah.
And honestly, you could jump to Absolute Carnage, or you could jump to and you could read Absolute Carnage and then read King in Black, because the way it's set up is you could read those two back to back. So that's what I did. I'm currently reading King in Black.
Yes.
It's really good. It's really fun, but Cates has done it, because when I read a story, I love the idea of, and when I'm writing a story, I like the idea of, to really feel triumphant for me personally, is you have to take me to the lowest depths of the story. You have to just completely make it like everybody's defeated, there's no hope, and then that shines through. I haven't finished reading it yet, but at the point that I'm at, I'm like, this is some real dire shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, this ending's gonna be fucking.
Oh man.
This ending's gonna be fucking wild.
Oh man.
And it's kind of incredible because there's a sequence where Venom goes to fight Null, and Null says, I'm not interested in your host, I'm interested in you. So he rips the symbiote off Eddie and then drops him. And Eddie probably should have died because he lands on a car from a very high spot, hits, and it is even funnier because he's not quite dead, and Null goes, good God, what do I have to do to kill this guy? So anyway, I think it's really cool. I haven't finished it, but I think it's worth your time because, again, Cates is a great writer, and he does a great job of making things completely dire and then has a triumphant thing. Also, look, Donnie, please tell me the Hulk story. We don't find out that Hulk has a fucking kid or something. Because if you do another father-son story, my head's going to explode, buddy. Because I know that's your bread and butter. How much you want to bet? How much you want to take a bet? The next Hulk book, there's going to be a Banner kid. Will you stop it?
Will you fucking stop it?
You're not the Drac.
I like to.
You're not Count.
Wow.
Stop looking at my feet, Cooper.
What's going on there? Whoa.
Cooper has invaded the
Should
man
this be
cave.
on OnlyFans?
Coop, okay, we'll go outside. Stop it. Jesus.
Should this be on Patreon?
You know, some sicko probably likes toe stuff.
You'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised. Well, thanks so much for listening to this shit show. We'll be back for another episode. Episode 17. Come on around the band. Come on around the band.
Come on around the band. Episode 17 go kick you in the end.
We might do our first commentary
Kick
episode.
you in the
I don't
rear
know.
end.
We'll figure it out.
Ow.
But yeah, expect at least once a month, or let's not commit to that. Every so often.
I do want to do a RoboCop commentary. That would be fun.
We should, yes.
Because we're gonna do
Spider-Man? Are we doing Spider-Man? Or are we?
Which one?
Leading up to No Way Home, are we gonna watch all?
Oh yeah. But are we gonna do? You were talking about off the air. You texted me about
possibly Predator.
yeah.
We'll see.
So you cooked up a story and dropped the 6 of us into me, kinda.
Stick around next week. Next week, stick around.
I ain't got time to.
Shut up. I'm trying to do a cool outro, you fuck.
Shut up, you fuck. Mom.
Mom, Tyler won't play right.
He won't let me do the outro.
And that's it.
We'll go outside in a second.